September 17th, 2015, and this is my, and I'm about to solve a Rubik's Cube from memory for the first time.
Well, now the date is Saturday, September 17th, 2016, and I've been able to solve a Rubik's Cube from memory for 1 year now. Let's just continue watching this video, and I am going to just talk about what cubing was like for me back then and what it's like now.
I attempted this 2 other times, and I got stuck both times. I think I've got it down this time.
Oh,
for a while,
okay.
I was able to solve the first 2 layers like this.
I remember that.
It took me longer to memorize the 3rd and final layer, but now I think I've got it. The world record is about 5.5 seconds.
Well,
I
then
think
it was.
Insane. I'm expecting about 3 or 4 minutes.
3 to 4 minutes.
Scrambled one, and let's start.
Back then, the record was Collins 5.25. I turn so slowly. I only have 2 cross pieces.
White cross solved.
So then I only had 2 cubes, and they were 2 Rubik's brands. Now I have 43 or 44 or something like that. So that one, which is
first layer solved.
I only solved the first layer, but I had that one, which is this. Oh yeah, then Mom came over to show that she had found a fork in the laundry basket to interrupt my video. Okay, so yeah, anyways.
This is where I got stuck the first video.
Oh, I got stuck because both of my F2L edges were in the middle layer, but were flipped around, and I had forgotten how to do that the first time. So, I had this cube, and then I also had this Rubik's brand, which is now the Edge cube. And those were the only cubes I had then. This was when I thought that everyone used...
Last layer.
Yeah, the last layer took me forever. But this was when I used beginner's method, obviously, and I thought that everyone used beginner's method. And then I read an article about cubing. I don't know if it was an article, but something about that.
No, I did not. That's good. But I did not go forwards. I did something wrong.
I was doing the wrong algorithm here. I was doing this soon.
F, R, U, R prime, U, prime, F prime. Okay, good. F, R, U, F prime.
Okay, hang on. I have that case. Hang on a second. I have this case here, but I did the algorithm from this angle. I should have just done a U2, and that would have solved all of OLL. Oh wait, hang on, never mind. Okay, I just realized that I was using the beginner's method then, so solving all of OLL would not even be helpful to me. Whatever. So, anyways, I was saying that I read an article, and it was about F2L, and I had never heard of F2L then. I didn't even, know that it existed. And it was like, the world-class speed cubers...
This one's fun. R, U, R prime, U, R2, U, R prime.
It was like, the world-class speed cubers solved the cross, then the corners of the bottom layer and the edges of the middle layer simultaneously. And I'm like, what? They do?
this should be the last time I have to do it.
Oh yeah, I was permuting the edges. That's it.
Okay. Alright, I see what I did.
I don't know.
Right there.
I guess I was doing something
Now
wrong.
on to the next step. This is the second to last step. This is the part where I got stuck my last attempt.
Yeah, it takes me forever to do this step. It's a super easy algorithm, but for some reason I couldn't remember it.
U prime, L prime. U, R prime, U prime, L. Alright. U, R, U prime, L prime. U, R prime, U prime, L. Alright.
So that solve was actually 5 minutes, 8 seconds?
U.
That's not... I did it wrong there. Okay, yeah. That solve was 5 minutes, 8 seconds point something. I used my watch timer to time it. And then the next 5 solves I did were actually all under 3 minutes. And I only got like 1 or 2 other solves that were 3 minutes something, and never a solve ever that was worse than 3 minutes something, and this solve was 5 minutes.
Okay, alright. The last part is easy.
Prime D, prime
R,
RD.
D, prime, RD. It takes a while, but it's easy.
It does not take a while compared to what I've been doing before.
Get ready to stop it, Benjamin. Done!
Oh yeah, Benjamin was using the watch timer to time it. So now I'm going to do a little history of my cubing, like how I started cubing and stuff like that. So the very first memory I have with the Rubik's Cube is, I don't know, I was probably like 5, and my cousin came over, and he was a lot older, and I had a Rubik's Cube. It wasn't even, I don't think it was even a Rubik's brand, because it had a black side. I don't have it anymore. But I only knew it could turn on one axis, like, it was scramble, I guess. But I only knew how to turn it on one axis because it was so stiff, so I would just sit there turning it like this. I don't know, maybe trying to solve it? I don't know what I was thinking. Like, how could you possibly solve it by just turning it on one axis? So then my cousin came over, and I showed it to him, and I'm like, this is a Rubik's Cube! It's really hard, and it turns like this. And then he tried to show me that it could turn on 2 more axes, so he's like... and he turns it like that, and I'm like, whoa, because it was super stiff then. This one's not, but that one was super stiff. Because this axis was kind of broken in a little bit, I guess, but the other axes were super stiff. And so then that was when I actually, I guess, realized how a cube actually properly turned. So then a few years later, we got this from a garage sale, and it turned a little better than the one that was black. So we decided to get rid of the one that had, or the one that had a black side, I should say. We should decide to get rid of that and use this one, probably also because it was an official Rubik's Cube, so it was better than the other one. Yeah, right. But yeah, we decided to keep this one and get rid of the other one. And so, yeah, this is the first Rubik's Cube that I still have. And then one time, my grandma picked me up from school, and she told me about, there's this Rubik's Cube, they give it to this guy, and it's all mixed up, and he goes like this with it, and then it's solved in like 5 seconds. And I'm like, whoa, how do people do it like that? And then I saw a video when I got home of it, and I'm assuming that was Max Volk's 5.55 solve in 2013, because what I'm talking about right now was probably around 2013. And then later, I got a void cube for my birthday. It's not this void cube though, but the void cube was like my main. So whenever I would pick it up and solve a side just for fun, I would use this, not this void cube, but a void cube. And then eventually my dog ate it. I still have one piece from it. I guess my dog did not eat it, my dog chewed it up and it broke. With my cubing knowledge now, I probably could have fixed it, but I just threw it away. So, and then eventually, a few times I was able to solve two sides simultaneously. Like, so one side solved and then an adjacent side is also solved. Because that's when, you know, yeah, all non-cubers think you solve the cube side by side. So I solved the first side, and then a few times I was able to get the second side. But after I got the second side, I could never get anywhere else. Fast forward to late August 2015. This is where I actually started cubing. So I have a sleepover with my friend, and I happened to grab the Rubik's Cube off the shelf, and I try to solve it, or I guess solve two sides, because that was like what I would do with a cube then. So then I thought back to the video that was probably Max Volk's 5.55 second solve, and I wondered how he did it. So then the day after that, I kept playing with it, and I kept trying to solve it, and I couldn't, obviously. I brought it to my cabin for Labor Day weekend. I still couldn't solve it. One time I have even got 3 sides solved. I think I know what happened there. Normally I could get the cross. I didn't do it like in this order, but I could get the first layer and 4 pieces of 4 other sides, because that was here. So if I did the first layer on green, that would be these 3 pieces and the center. And then sometimes I'd get lucky and get an F2L edge in just by chance. And then I kept playing around with the cube, and eventually I think I was able to, I didn't know what I was doing, but I think I got all the way to PLL once. And I had 3 sides solved, so it must have been like an F perm or a JA or JB perm or one of the U perms, because I know it had like a solid bar there. So I had 3 sides solved. And so basically if I had known a PLL algorithm, I could have solved the cube then. But I didn't obviously know PLL, and I finally gave up. So when I got home from the cabin, I looked online to try to find how to solve a Rubik's Cube. I probably just typed that into Google. And I found this awful video by this person. I'm not going to say the name because that would not be polite, but it was a really bad video. And it was like not clearly explained at all. And then I eventually was able to solve it with that video, but then I found better tutorials, like I found the official Rubik's tutorial, but mostly I used this awful video. I don't know why. And then, yep, I solved it, and I started memorizing how, and then it brought me to the video that we just watched. So, after that, well, I guess right before that video, my mom found a Rubik's Cube at a garage sale for 25 cents, and she texts me, and she's like, Andrew, there's a Rubik's Cube at this garage sale for only 25 cents. And I'm like, yeah, definitely buy it. And then eventually I made it into this edge cube. My first ever sub 1 minute PB single was, I think, because I started using For Look Last Layer at the same time I got the YJ Yulong. So those two combined made my times drop like 20 seconds. That was in November. That was when I first got my first ever sub 1 minute single. I said in my previous video that my next video would be a review on the Chaos Cube. So I guess that's your little mini review on the Chaos Cube. Don't buy it, it breaks. So I guess I hope you have enjoyed this kind of look back video. Tell me in the comments how far you were after 1 year of cubing. And my next video, it will be me making a Chaos Cube. So that video will be coming in probably about 3 or 4 days. Thank you for watching this and look out for that Chaos Cube.